Okay, so let's dig into what makes my layout run. If anybody's seen my overview video, it was a quick rundown, not really in depth with the smaller details of the layout. So we will start off with my flagship locomotive. This is a Proto2000 Gp9, and the as delivered scheme. Spent a little bit more for this one than I liked, and especially given the condition that it was in. Now, I did buy it new in box, but however, it suffered the same fate as all other 4-axle Proto2000 locomotives. It had cracked axle gears. That being said, it has the gears replaced, and as anybody has seen in the videos, it pretty much runs pretty good. And it's a staple locomotive on the layout. Behind it is a Proto2000 Gp9, 5707. This is another one that's in the as delivered paint scheme, and another one that I ended up replacing the gears in. Both of these are staples on the layout. They never leave the layout. After I put the gears on them, they run too good to be taken off. And their performance is absolutely outstanding. Now, let's move on to coal cars, hoppers. Majority of what I run on my layout are the old roundhouse kits. I chose those because, one, I have kids who like to touch. They're durable. Two, reliability. These rarely, if ever, derail on me. I typically can do whatever and run a train and not have to worry about any derailments. This type right here, I have 8 total. No, they don't have the hopper ends put on it and all that. That just, every time they're on there, I end up breaking them off, so I just leave them off. Each one's been upgraded with KD wheels and couplers. And behind that, you'll see this every now and again, not too often, but these are Athearn 2-bay hoppers. I have 2 of these total for the layout. I usually don't run them unless I'm running something bigger than a 70-ton hopper. 70 tons are my staple go-to coal hoppers for the layout. Behind that is another style of roundhouse kit, and same thing applies to these. They've been upgraded with metal wheels and couplers. Now, I want to point out that is a problem that I've run into with this style hopper right here. Is couplers seem to be a little taller than they need to be for the rest of the fleet, but they don't come apart, so I can't really complain too much. So we'll move these out the way, and I have this. When I was talking about the smaller 2-bay hoppers, usually they'll run when I'm running one of these. If my camera will focus back in. It's a Proto2000 hopper, 100-ton coal hopper from Lifelike. I've had it for quite a few years, and it's another hopper. It usually does not give me too many problems. I really don't have too many problems with this one either, but I don't run it as often as I should. All right, coming up with the tail end of the train here, with these bad boys in here, I have 2 Proto2000 caboose, whatever you want to call them. Of course, they came with metal wheels installed. This one is just a standard caboose, no bells, whistles to it. This one was an actual lighted caboose. Now, I don't have a need for a lighted caboose, so I went ahead and got rid of the pickups and stuff like that for the wheels, and just put standard KD wheels in it, and there you go. They don't give me any grief either. So, I'll move that out of the way. I do have other locomotives here. Just give me a brief moment here. Okay, so moving along here, we're going to go with a very good, solid running locomotive. Now, these locomotives you can see from time to time if I feel like I need a change of scenery, you know, just in case of my old GP9 and 7 just need to take a rest in the yard. You'll see this one. This is an Atlas Master GP38. Very good runner. You can see it's not exactly perfect. When I bought this one, the seller thought it would be great to put $140 locomotive and just brown paper and ship it to me. So it's been taking a little bit of fixing to get this one somewhat decent looking, but it is a very good runner though, so you'll see it from time to time. And behind it is another Proto2000 locomotive, and I actually got this as a 3 locomotive set for about $60 a piece. All 3 of them had the cracked axle gears. They all got replaced. And they seem to be pretty good, solid runners too. And you'll see this one here too, every now and again, just whenever I need a change of scenery. Okay, now let's talk throttles for the layout. Now, I run 2 throttles on this layout. First one is by a company, and I actually have 3 of these that was given to me, but this is by a company, Troller. This is a TRH-40. It's a tethered walk-around throttle. It draws power from an old blue lifelike train set power pack. Like I said, this is a pretty good throttle. It's a 3 amp throttle, I think. Pretty much, yeah, that's what the instruction booklet is for. It's 3 amp. It's a good performer. I ain't got no complaints with it. It just, yeah, they work. Next up will be this one. This one I use a lot. I'm not even gonna lie, I use this one a lot. It's good for slow speed switching and all that and the sort, and it has adjustable momentum and all kinds of goody stuff with it. And for $55 for the assembled one, and you can't go wrong with that. It's definitely an upgrade to your standard train set throttle, and it's good overall. I mean, it makes your locomotives a little bit louder, but it does work. This is the 852B Farapulse by Stapleton Electronics. If you ever get around to ordering one of these, you get to talk to a guy named Ken, and that guy is amazing. His customer service is on point. I ordered in the morning. That day, he had it out to me. So it was assembled, put together. But I'd say a lot of that has to do with everybody going to DCC, and yeah, I doubt anybody's actually buying walk-around throttles. Now, what I did with this one, too, is I kind of got one of those hooks that you would get for a CB radio handset, and it attaches to the layout, if I can get it in there. So that's the throttles. Now, the Varipulse is powered by, I don't know if you can see it, an MRC Tech 4 260. That's a temporary fix. I actually have another one of these throttles that I'm going to screw to the layout and power it. So this one, I enjoy this one. But it's not to be outdone by this one, because this one, it works really well too, in the fact that it has lights on it, so it lets you know when you actually short out, or if there's a short in your track somewhere. Let's talk about blocks. I have my layout broke up into 6 blocks. If my camera will focus here. Focus. I don't want to focus. But anyway, so 6 blocks. yard is broken up into 3 blocks. This is block 5, 6, and then we're 7. Main line's broken up into 3 blocks too. This is 1, over here's 2, and 3. 3 powers everything. That's the mine track, that's everything. So number 3 controls all the mine tracks. So that's a little bit more in depth of my layout and what I have. As you can see, I'm kind of working scenery, but we'll touch base on that going forward eventually. You can see I've kind of started on that end too. That's about it for right now. It's about all I have updates wise, nothing else. Hope you all enjoyed the video.